All right, here we are, BJ Balls Out Comedy Podcast. How you going, sir?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Excellent. And today's special guest is Tracy Armstrong. How you going?
Hello. I am actually really good.
Oh,
Great.
how dare you?
No, how dare I? I am. I feel fantastic. I shouldn't be too happy, but I am. I don't know.
It's the isolation.
Every day. Take every day. Whatever.
You're enjoying the isolation?
Yeah, I've been isolating since 1975, so it's fine. It's all good. It's fine for me. No, I don't know. Like, I live in a little coastal town, so, you know, not much goes on down here anyway. And, yeah, I don't know. Life hasn't changed that much for me. I'm still working and, yeah, just the things like I can't see my family and, of course, I can't get up to Melbourne and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. It'll change soon, I'm sure.
Yeah. What about you guys? What have you guys been up to?
I went back to work today.
Oh, right. Okay. So you guys are still, yeah. Okay. How'd that go?
No, Benny's got time off the arsehole. No, I went back to work today and I miss my old life.
What, your ISO life?
Yeah, I've been horizontal for 3 weeks. It's been incredible.
Well,
Right.
I thought it was going to be fun by, going to work and doing the old wog thing. Oh, the fucking neck. I don't want to work, But now I'm like losing my fucking mind.
What do you do, Benny? What do you do for work?
I used to be a chef. I was a chef for 25 years. And then
Yeah.
after that, I sort of had a restaurant, sold that. And then now I basically drive 3 days a week. I drive a truck for a flower importer.
Yeah.
And basically, it's just... I basically turned around and said, being a little bit older, I went, I'm not going to risk this shit because I smoke like a chimney too. So
Right. Yeah.
I went, it's okay. Keep the money. But they came back to me. They actually said, oh, here you go. You know, they've done the whole government finance, whatever it is, the paying the people. And I've been there. I was I've been casual with them for like 5 years now. So they just rang me up and said, no, you're going to get paid. And I said, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, awesome. So you can kind of, right. So how long are they going to do that for? Like, because the full restrictions are in for another month or something, I think.
They told me 6 months. So they've got 6 months covered. So
wow.
After that, who knows what happens. So, but I
put your feet up, boy.
Oh no, but it does your head in. It's just it's, like I don't mind it because I used to get up really early to do my shift, so I'd jump in a truck about 4 or 5 in the morning, do my thing. By 1 I was done. So it was actually something to do. Where now it's just like fuck, I want to go back there. Just get on the road. Just does your head in because you're just sort of walking around going, all right, well I'll do some shopping. I'll go to Bunnings, and then you go through all these processes, like you're standing in line, and what the fuck, it's fucked. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just.
I think it's a good because I know people really don't like capitalism, but I think it's a good exercise in seeing how it would go if we were under a socialist regime, fucking lining up for flour and shit. I don't know. That's just how I've been looking at it. It's like, you only get one brand of fucking toilet paper. That's all you get.
That's all you get, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at it in different, like at first I was reading too much and, just going down that rabbit hole. And now I'm just sitting back and I'm like, oh, it's not, I'm okay. Do you know what I mean? I'm okay. So, yeah, it's not too bad.
Well, you've come to the right place if you like rabbit holes.
Throw me down, boy.
That's all me and Benny fucking talk about. I still reckon Quilton had something to do with the memes that went out, because that was the only fucking toilet paper that was in the memes. You didn't see Sorbent, you didn't see that other one. It was all.
But
it
are
was
they
all
the
Quilton.
only? Sorry.
No, that's all good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Quilton was involved in that.
But are they made in Australia? Are they maybe the only ones made in Australia that we can get, or?
No, the other ones are all made out in South Australia. So,
I'd have to do my research on that.
so basically, yeah, we've got them, but nobody really. Yeah, they were the ones that sort of. I don't know. I still reckon Coles got a big play in this because just the way it all happened, it was just like, you know, one day you're in the shopping going, okay, I'll buy a couple of things, and the next day you're like, fuck, everybody's buying dunny paper. There's nothing left. What do we do?
Yeah.
You know, and it got really stupid really quickly. So
Yeah.
I was in there today.
But what other conspiracy theories have you got going about it?
5G.
I'm
Do
not
you
sure about
believe
that
it?
one yet.
Yeah,
I'm not convinced on that one. I'm convinced it's not good for you, but I don't think it.
I think it's the radio waves because I was asking a mate of mine that's an electrician, and he was saying it's exactly the same like the microwave. So it's actually going higher. So you're not going to sort of stick your head in a microwave, but we don't worry about the towers, but it's still free flowing. You know what I mean? So,
Some people should stick their head in a microwave.
yeah, well, true. Yeah, I agree with that.
Should.
I blew up a boiled egg in the microwave yesterday.
Okay.
That was
Today?
eventful.
Today?
Yesterday.
Oh, it smells
Yesterday,
like shit, yeah?
Yeah, I'd already cooked it and it was in the fridge, and then I thought I'll heat it up, and then it just fucking exploded.
Oh,
So that was
I
exciting.
thought you said
was
your
the
life was
highlight
going
of my
good.
day. It was amazing.
All things are going good for you. Now you got fucking burnt egg smell through your house. Fuck that.
Yeah, lovely, lovely.
Ugh. Have you got any conspiracies of what's going on at the moment, or what? I'm sort of at the point where I don't know what to believe, so anything's possible.
What do you mean? Like, what are you talking about?
Well, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm just consuming everything that I'm saying and putting the dots together like it's a what's that game? Cluedo thing or whatever it is. It's been like, who started this shit? So I've got no idea.
China.
It did come from China, though, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably. I got no idea. I don't know anymore. So it's gonna be like the biggest
Benny?
fucking twist.
Well, look, I've said it. I mean, I've said it on all the podcasts that we've done so far. The Chinese are to blame in some way here. It's just, it's too coincidental. Just think about it. Nothing happened until they had I actually said to a mate today, nothing actually happened until they did the New Year's. They had the New Year's, and then people started going down left, right, and center around the world. And it's like, well, I don't know. I mean, it's just really weird. You know, it's like.
But that's because the virus travels with the people, and because they travel, you know what I mean? At New Year's, it travel. But yeah, because do you think it's man-made or?
Oh, definitely.
I do. Yeah,
definitely.
You both think it's man-made.
Yeah.
I hate to burst your bubble.
Again, not a doctor, not a scientist, but
I hate to burst your bubble, but so I've got some friends, like scientist friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to get really boring here. Like the SARS virus, like it's been in bats for like thousands of years, like 10,000 years, they reckon, even, right?
How do they know that though?
Because they study this stuff. They constantly, there's people in labs studying this shit, right?
So there's an actual scientist on this. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, right. So this virus, which is the SARS virus, which causes COVID-19 or whatever, it's in bats, okay? Now, it's a massive misconception that someone ate a bat. That's bullshit. The bat is a transmission animal, okay? And then it gave it to a host animal, which is most likely, they think it's this thing called a pangolin, which is like a Chinese anteater, okay? And it all came from the Wuhan market.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all came from the Wuhan market, right?
Yep.
But so what happened was there was a bat and it was having sex with a pangolin, right?
Yeah.
And then patient zero, the first person who got coronavirus, he comes along. He joins in.
So he bangs the pangolin.
He's a three-way.
Three-way.
Right?
Okay.
Can you guys see that?
Yep, that's it. That's it. So it's the ultimate interspecies three-way.
Why would you eat
And
that?
then, no, he didn't. It was a threesome. And
see,
then
threesomes are messy at the best of times, and now there's a new virus. Fucking hell.
yeah, but that's his problem. Was his main problem, patient zero, is he let them both come in his mouth at the same time, right?
Has this
And
got anything to do with
that's
pandas?
the hybrid virus. That's what we are.
Oh, that's
Thank
nasty.
you later. That's it.
Animal sex, when it goes wrong.
Yeah.
David Attenborough will be doing that shit soon.
I've obviously been holed up for too fucking long.
Well, that's better than the one that I came up with. My one was, it was a perfect excuse to get world domination economically and then blame it on a stereotype. Be like, hey, you know what? We ate some dodgy bats. Yep,
Right.
you got us. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
but nobody's going to prove it now. This is the whole thing. Like, no, I reckon it's just going to. What's going to piss me off the most? It's just going to go back to normal, and there's no one's going to prove anything. We won't know where it came from. We won't be allowed to say anything. You know, like, oh, it's the Chinese. Because I'll get all, well, you're getting racist and all that sort of stuff. And I don't know. It's just we've got to blame somebody.
Would that
Terrorists.
make you feel better?
It would actually.
Well, unfortunately, there's no black box or any passports to be found, so we'll see.
Yeah. The sad thing about it all, really, I'm being completely sincere now, is the doctor that first kind of noticed it happening in the hospitals and noticed that it was a kind of hybrid of the SARS virus. He was the first one, and he started talking about it to his colleagues. They knew about it. They should have shut it down like 3 weeks beforehand, and so that's why we are where we are.
Wasn't he the one that disappeared?
Oh, he didn't. He died of the virus himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
Gee.
yeah. But anyway, this is a comedy podcast. This is a bit drab and downward and horrible and dark.
Allegedly, yeah. Oh, who knows? We're never going to know what happened. I don't think. Just can't wait to do gigs again. So whereabouts did you start? Where was your first gig? When did you start?
So I did a course with the School of Hard Knock Knocks.
Yep.
And I did a gig with them, and you're supposed to invite all your friends and family, and I didn't invite anyone. And I still refuse to invite people I know to gigs because I just don't feel like I'm good enough. Like, I want to get to a point where, I don't know, I think if I can make strangers laugh, then that's where I want to be. That's kind of my goal.
That's a good way of thinking. I like that.
I don't know. It's harder. It's a bit more of a challenge because I feel your friends and family will support you too easily.
No, they don't. Benny always tells me I do a shit gig.
Yeah, I know, but he's a fellow comedian. That's what you should do for each other. You should be honest and, have that constructive criticism.
I just want a gold star participation ribbon every now and again from Benny. That's all I want.
Yeah, right. It's the other way
You be
around.
hard on him, Benny.
No, and it's the other way around. Always crushing me. That was shit, Benny, but I'll clap it anyway. Yeah, great.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. I don't polite clap anyone. Fuck that.
No, you're just like, get the fuck off me stage.
Flash. No, there's no point polite laughing. Or
How long ago were you at the School of Hard Knock Knocks?
So that was, I think, at the end of 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, and I really did that because I had no idea how to get into comedy. I had no idea. I didn't know you could just rock up somewhere and put your name down on a list and they'd let you up. So I found that because I heard the open mic challenge Raw, so I wanted to do that. And so I did School of Hard Knock Knocks. So I did that as my first gig, and then my second gig was Raw.
oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was very raw.
How'd you go?
No, I still did good. Like, I did okay. I got laughs and stuff. and in my group, the people who got through was like Lucy Best and
Oh, cool.
Bella Green,
That's some tough
Randy,
competition.
someone, and Tess Birch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it was sort of like, it was my second gig ever, and I don't know, it was fun, it was good. And I didn't invite anyone to that either. Which is the worst thing, because all the comedians, they bring their friends, and if you get laughs, you get more points with the judges. But that's a whole different thing. I don't know. I'll never do it again because it's not my scene.
It's rigged, or?
No, I don't think it's rigged. I think they're looking for a certain type of comic. That's what I think, and I am not that person, and I'm not going to change my style.
That's a good way of looking at it. So you wanted to get into it. What made you want to get into it? Like, what made you look up,
to do comedy?
Yeah.
I think, like, my whole life I've been a smart ass. When I look back now, I think, I've always been a smart ass and trying to have jokes with people and not reading the room, like, ever. And just defending people. But then I kind of got depressed, right? And then when I came out of that depression, I found everything fucking hilarious. Like, I found everything funny, and I just started getting these thoughts in my head, and I'm like, that's funny, I'm going to write that down. And I just started writing things down, and then I started, without even knowing it, I sort of just started crafting jokes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, what do I do now? And then that's when I kind of started looking online, and I thought, I've got to do Raw. That's how I thought you got into the comedy scene. I thought you go and you do Raw, and then they go, oh, you're amazing. And then I don't know. I didn't know fucking how it worked. I still don't know how it works.
I don't think anyone does. It's fine.
Yeah.
Now, I have noticed that you do have a similar disdain for certain people that I do. Which is
What do you mean?
Well, we get along on a mutual hate of a lot of things. It's good.
It's how any good friendship starts, Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. Tracy, me and Tracy had a crack at recording a podcast a couple of months ago, and she made me watch this fucking, what was it, Mudbock or whatever the fuck it is. Madback.
What was I doing? The mukbang.
Mukbang, yeah. Oh, it's fucking disgusting. So Tracy whips this thing out on YouTube, and it's just some dude just like close eating chicken wings and shit.
Oh, okay.
It was it's the most disgusting thing I've ever fucking watched. But I have noticed you put a lot of you are a smartass with your comedy, but you also have a very good view on fuckwits. I think is the correct term.
Yeah.
How do you go about writing? Is it just the thought pops into your head, or you see something you're like, oh, what's that dickhead doing?
Yeah, anything. It can be anything. I can wake up in the morning and have a thought in my head, or I can see something. That happens a lot. I'll just see a person and I'm like, there's an idea.
So do you just write an idea, or do you sort of write it like a topic and then you sort of work off that, or do you actually try to form something up as it hits you, sort of thing?
I think, there's no definitive with me. Like, I might think of something, like I thought of something and I don't want to give it away because it's the punchline to a joke that I'm working on, and it's like I thought of the punchline and I'm like, like it was just a weird thing to think about, the words at the end of the joke, but I thought I need to make something at the beginning of it. So then I had to invent something at the beginning of the joke.
Yep.
But then I don't know, sometimes, I just think of an idea and I think there's something funny in that. It's an idea, but I have no idea how it's going to end. But I just sort of, I just try and I think I try and explore things from different angles, and to see. I don't know. Yeah, I come at it from all different angles. What about you guys? How do you write? Like, do you physically write it down or?
I had like dot points of things I wanted to talk about, like past experiences and stuff, but I didn't really have them written out because they happened to me, sort of thing, and they were that either traumatic or funny that I thought I didn't really have to write it down. But I actually wrote something down for the first time the other day, like a fucking page's worth of shit that I hope will go for about 15 minutes because I haven't written anything in fucking ages. And
but if you can remember it in, you know what I mean, in your head, it doesn't really matter. Like Bill Burr, he doesn't write anything down, apparently. He doesn't write anything down.
I have heard that. Same as Patrice O'Neill. Yeah. Like no one ever saw them with a notepad and pen and stuff. Well, speaking of Bill Burr, I'm guessing he's one of your influences.
Oh yeah, love Bill Burr. I relate to him way too much. You know, he just has this generalized contempt for humanity, and I relate to that. But I'm not. I kind of in my normal life, I try to be extremely courteous to people, and you know, I do my best to make people feel comfortable, and I like to make people laugh, obviously, in everyday life. But then it's like, you know, and I think that's why I got to comedy, because I can really say what I really think and get it off my chest, you know.
It's a good license, isn't it?
Do you like do you like pushing the boundary? I mean,
I think it's like I don't set out to do that, but the things that make me laugh seem to be those kind of topics. Like because it's not like because I know I've had people tell me or ask me, oh, you're going to tone it down? And I'm like, no. If I think something's funny, I'm just going to run with it, and the audience is the decider. For me, if they laugh, well, it's a winner. I don't care. And I don't care if half the room's laughing and half the room's not. I don't give a shit. If I'm but then if you did a joke, just say you did something and you tried it like 3 or 4 times and you didn't get anything out of it, I'd let it go.
Yep. Yeah, you have to be able to listen to the audience as well.
Yeah, totally. But that's it. Sometimes I can do something and no one's on board.
Can you give us an example? Or?
I don't know. I think because I'll try different stuff. Like I'll try something new. Like I don't care. I'll throw it out there and try something new. And whether it's not fully formed, so they're not understanding what I'm saying, or it's just stupid, it makes no sense. I don't know. But I don't know. Yeah, or just they don't like you for whatever reason, you know. You can have never met someone and they just look at you and they don't like you. So,
I get that a bit.
I've had that my whole fucking life.
I get that a shitload.
You know what I mean? But everyone feels that, right?
Yeah. Oh, and I give it back as well. I just look at some people like, nah.
Not having it.
Nah, can't be fucking it. You don't look like anyone I want to speak to. I don't know, it's extremely judgmental, but fuck it, life's short. Can you recall your worst bomb and what happened and how did you recover?
I've had 2 good ones. Like, I've only done I don't even think I've done 30 gigs. Do you know what I mean? So.
Well, you did have a little bit of a break, didn't you?
Yeah, I've had a break a couple of times. But the first one, I think, was only like my 4th gig in. And so I did School of Hard Knock Knocks, and then I did Raw, and then I think I went to Big Mouth, and they were all really good. Like, well, good as far as I knew was good. Oh, they're laughing at me. You know what I mean? And then I went, and I won't name the room. I went to a room and I just didn't know because I didn't know what happens in Melbourne. I've got no idea who's who, and I didn't know that there's cliques. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it, right? And so I went to this room, and and one of my first jokes I did, which I always got to laugh. Like, I had this joke about Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
And this was my Trump joke. I'm like, I'd let him grab me by the pussy, right? I didn't mention Trump once, but I'm like, but I'd let him grab me by the pussy. And then, and then I include Barack Obama somehow. And then somehow I end up pretending to gargle Justin Trudeau's cum. Like I've got a drink on stage. And so I'm just pretending to gargle whatever, Anyway, I did it at this super PC room, and I had no idea because I'm like, this joke is fucking gold, right? And they were just in shock. Like, they were in shock. Like, they couldn't believe. And I didn't get it. And then the MC got up and he put shit on me. And then the next comedian, he put shit on me. And then the next comedian got up but he put shit on me about Justin Trudeau, and I did a joke about fucking Harvey Weinstein. And that's it. Like, he could have, said something about that. And then, and then the next comedian who got up, she put shit on my whole set.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm sitting there, and I stayed right to the end. Like, I stayed and watched the whole thing, and in my head I'm going, I've got to quit comedy. This is fucking horrible. Like, is this what it's like? But by the time I got home, I'd written a joke about the MC, and
Was it in North Melbourne?
No, it wasn't. You're trying to work out where it was?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I really am.
I know where it is. Brunswick Street.
Nah.
No.
No, because you haven't been there because you guys wouldn't even go there.
City?
Anyway. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Top end. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. That is, I don't know, because I know of one comedian friend of ours that goes there, and his shit goes down well. He's told me.
Yeah.
But I just reckon that room is a fucking hard room to crack.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's basically they're very cliquey in there. So if you're not part of that group and sitting at the back wall,
yeah.
I went there one night and I saw him go, an old guy, poor old guy. He was 70 years old, no word of a lie. And
right.
I was there with a mate, and I think it's the same room, but anyway, we were sitting there, and the old guy thought it was like a musician open mic as well, like, to play an instrument.
Oh, yeah.
An old guy that rocked up, some old English guy, and some chick was up there doing her thing, and he's turned around, and he's just done the 70-year-old man thing. Oh, you're beautiful, Dale. That's all he said.
Yeah.
Fuck, did they turn on him?
Right.
They kicked him out of the room. They were fucking physically manhandling a 70-year-old man.
Oh, you're joking.
I was disgusted. Like, I looked at me mate and I'm going, fuck this. I really want to rip into some cunt now. You know what I mean? Like, it just really pissed me off. He goes, oh, I've just come here to play my violin. And it's like, I thought it was going to be like part of comedy and music. And then he just left, and then they just started going him bang, one after the other. And it was just like, fuck. It's not, I don't know. I mean, you don't need to do that sort of shit, But
yeah, exactly. And that's because where it is, where it is. And so some people had come up from the bar before I went on, and it was like about 4 or 5 dudes, pretty generic dudes, like just normal guys in their early 20s. And I was thinking, my shit's going to go down so well with these guys. You know what I mean? And so then, but then they stayed for a little bit and they left.
Yeah.
And as soon as they left, they all started calling them rapists. Like, they just that kind of attitude and that mentality. And I was just like, oh, fuck, where am I? But I still, I didn't have enough jokes in my repertoire to try and change it up. You know what I mean? So I was, but that's cool. That's fine because I got an awesome joke out of it. Like it's morphed now, this joke that I do about, sort of PC culture. And the thing is, when I grew up, I was like a punk, right? And I was kind of anti-authority and I felt like I was on the left. I felt like I was on the left, but now I'm in the centre. Like, I am not on the left. You know what I mean? Like, they are gone so fucking far that, I don't know. Yeah, it's just beyond. It just turns in on itself and it's, I don't know. I find it all ridiculous. I find it incredibly ridiculous. But
I can't keep up with it.
No, you don't have to.
I don't know who's what.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that's the hard bit when you're a starting comic. You tread lightly. You know what I mean? Like, we all tread lightly, and I speak for myself now, but as in, I didn't want to step on toes.
Right.
I've sort of went, all right, well, I can't say that. I've got to be really careful, or somebody will go, oh, well, that's a PC room. Don't careful what you say and how you sort of perceive yourself and that. And I'm being honest with you, since we started doing this podcast, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I actually don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, totally.
When we go back, I'm just going to unleash completely, and I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I've been waiting for. Like, this, that whole, I don't know, just that whole eye-opening thing where, you sort of sit there and go, well, why am I hiding behind this persona that's not me? You know what I mean? And I don't want to do that, so.
And I think, isn't this why we're doing it? So we can express ourselves, and it's a creative pursuit, and you should be able to make mistakes along the way. Nothing's fully formed and polished. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing. We're watching each other fail, and, I think that's what we should be doing. And, when you bomb, the best thing is that you've got your comic mates there that are laughing at you bomb. Like, the punters aren't laughing, but, your comic mates will be bombing. Laughing at you bombing.
Depends how badly you're bombing. Sometimes the punters can laugh, but
yeah,
I've seen that before. It's brutal.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. Like, you want to die, but then that feeling the next day, you're like, I have to be better. Like, you kind of just, I don't know, you rally yourself and you're like, I have to prove myself, to myself and to your peers, I guess.
And I need to invite everyone who is in that room to show them that I am a decent comic. Imagine if you could do that. Like, if you bomb, you just hand out a little ticket and it's like, look, just keep in contact. I'll let you know when I'm better.
Yeah, come watch me when I'm good.
Yeah. Give me a few years, come back.
Yeah, but so the other one, I've told you about this, Geordie, Peter Murphy, he's always been very encouraging to me. Like, he's, he likes the jokes I write, and, he's very encouraging. And,
he's a gentleman.
Him and his sister Anna run a couple of rooms, and they got me on. And the first one I did was awesome. And I was there. I don't know, do you know Vanessa Mitchell? She's from the north coast of New South Wales.
Yeah.
So I was on with her, and we were the only comics that got complained about that night. But people were laughing, but some dude thought he had to go up and let Peter know that, it wasn't appropriate or whatever. But anyway, but then I did his other room at Ormond, I think it is, and, Doug Chappell was going to be there from the Comics Lounge, and Peter's like, this is great exposure for you, you know, like you get to perform in front of Doug and blah, blah, blah. And so my head's going a million miles an hour. You know, I'm still so green, like I don't fucking know anything. And then I went there and I just bombed like in such a spectacular fashion. Like it was fucking horrible. It's the first time I forgot what I had to say on stage, and I was like, oh my God. And I couldn't even make it funny that I'd forgot. It was just awful. And then I got off stage and Evan Hocking was there and he was really nice and Peter was nice. He's like, no, it's okay. And Evo was there and he's like, you know, you just sort of, you got to learn how to read the room and blah, blah, blah. And then Oaksy's there and Oaksy's like, that was fucking horrible. He was like, terrible. And that's why I love Brad, because he just tells it like it is. And you need to hear it. You need to know what you're doing wrong, because if everyone's blowing smoke up your ass and telling you you're doing a good job, oh, it wasn't so bad, you'll never learn and you won't grow. So
fuck no, definitely not.
Yeah.
No, we do need more Brad Oakes in the comedy scene.
He's great. I love Brad. He's
hilarious.
Yeah.
Very, very nice guy. Bit intimidating having him in a room though.
Yeah.
Just because of, you know, like what he's done and who he is and stuff, and how many years he's got behind him, and it's a little intimidating having him there, but he's a lovely guy.
I just love when he's down at bloody Big Mouth and he sits there sinking his Melbourne bitter and fuck that kind of shit. That's what you hear.
Oh yeah.
He's blunt as, which is awesome because you know.
He's definitely not going to blow smoke up your ass.
No, not at all.
No, that's the first time I met him. So I think it was. So he was emceeing Big Mouth and I went up and I just introduced myself beforehand and he said, I'm just fucking telling you. He said, if you're shit, I won't make eye contact with you afterwards. That's what he said to me. And then I did my set and I did okay and he ended up talking to me for ages. And, you know, we've become pretty good friends. Like he's been very good to me, like giving me heaps of advice and we kind of bonded the way we bonded, because there was one night, they're a Big Mouth, and there was this open micer who's sort of like a bit cool and like, I don't know, I'm not going to say who it is, of course, and he was just sort of walking around and he like walked past and I just saw Brad like looking at him, and Brad will just give you a look like, who's this fucking asshole, and I just leaned into Brad and I said, he's the type of guy who would try and stick it in your ass on the first night. And
it wasn't me, was it?
No, of course it wasn't you. And then Brad's just like, awesome. And so from then on, he knew like we could have this banter with each other. But no, he's great. And we're lucky to have someone like that, you know, like, Yeah,
he's like a judge.
Yeah.
Yeah. It always feels like you're on a like contestant show or something, or whatever. Not a game show, isn't it? A talent show when Brad's in the room.
Yeah.
You know you're going to hear about it.
I do find him intimidating. I mean, I don't know. He's got this thing about him. I don't know. Like, just it must be the years. For me, it's you know, he's been doing it for so long. So you sort of, you know, it's like, hello, Mr. Oakes. You know, it's like, I'll get out of your way, sir. You know.
But have you ever has he ever given you feedback on your set?
Yeah, you know, every time I go to Big Mouth, and I don't know, like sometimes I feel like going up there, sometimes I don't. So I try to feel the room. If I'm feeling the room and I want to get up there, I'll get up there. But unless I've actually put my name down and said, "All right, I'm coming to the room, I'm just going to do my set." But I don't know, Big Mouth's it's a great room, but it peaks and troughs. I think it sort of, you know, it sort of hits and it sort of misses. You know what I mean? And you might do well with, you know, with your sort of routine one week, and then I see the same person doing the routine the following week, and it's just like fucking nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing at all. You know, so. and I feed off people. For me, it's all about if I'm getting something back from the people. That's what I want. You know, it's like we've talked about this before. Like, do you have a process where you sort of do you want to see the audience? Do you sort of avoid looking at the audience? Do you sort of want that feedback? How do you go about with their interaction with the audience? How do you sort of?
I think I haven't, like, because I just feel you know, my jokes are probably really scripted, you know what I mean? So I haven't kind of tried to delve in with the audience, but that's what I want to do. I really want to concentrate on that more, but I don't mind seeing them. Like, I like, you know, when you do Ballarat, how the lights are really low.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that. I like being able to see people. I think I don't like just having lights in my eyes, like shining in my eyes.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys like? Do you like being able to see them, or?
Low light for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like everything dark kind of thing. Yeah.
If I can hear the laugh, that's what I go for. If I can hear people laughing, I'm on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's when it
Yeah.
sort of just starts to move, where it's like a couple of laughs and it's like, all right, this is working. But if I sort of hear nothing and then I can't see anything, it's just like, oh fuck, I'm dying up here.
I think you need to see the first few rows. Ballarat is perfect in terms of lighting. Like, you can see all the way up the back, but it's not
Yeah.
intimidating. Like, it's dark enough that you can see, okay, they're there, all eyes are on me, no one's on their phone or whatever.
Yep.
No one's talking. You can see they're not, you know, leaning over doing the whisper and all that sort of shit. And plus that stage as well is awesome. Like, just the amount of room you've got to fuck about on. It's good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
miss
and
that place.
Crystal, she's lovely. She's awesome.
Yeah, Crystal's awesome. I can't wait to go back there when shit
Yeah.
returns to normal.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck, it's killing me not having gigs.
I
So,
know.
so you had a bit of time off recently. What did you get up to?
When I had time off.
Yeah, you've been doing a little skit show, haven't you?
Yeah, because I didn't have a job, and I couldn't justify driving up to Melbourne, and that's the whole thing for me. Like, it's about an hour and 40, but it can be 2 hours in traffic, you know, to get up to Melbourne to do a 5-minute set. Like, that is, you know, that's a big drive.
It's a bit much, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, I didn't have a job, and I was still feeling the creative juices flowing, and then I just invented this character, but I'm kind of bored of her now. But she was fun. Like, she was fun for then, and I got a camera, and I taught myself, what is it, Adobe Premiere? No, Final Cut Pro? I don't know, whatever it was. I taught myself some video editing stuff, so that was fun, and I just kept myself entertained by doing like some little sketches. But that's what I think about comedy. It's like, you know, I used to think that everything has to be perfect, you know, and you have to, you know, I put too much pressure on myself. You know, everything has to be right, but it's like, actually, you just got to start throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks. Like, just throw it out there, try new jokes on stage. Like, if you're fine with accepting a bad response, then you're going to grow. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I did with the skits. Like, just, I don't know. I don't even know where they came from. I just, you know, just get it out there and see what happens.
So have you got a Facebook, or is it on YouTube? Or?
Yeah, like, I've put it on Facebook and I've put it on YouTube, and you know, like, I guess I could promote it more, but I'm the worst promoter, self-promoter. I'm the worst networker. Like, I'm terrible. Like, Geordie's the only person I know that runs a room. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you fucked it.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to go about anything. I don't know how to take that, you know what I mean, to get my shit out there. Because for me as well, like, I love writing. I love putting the skits together. And for me, that's a big part of it. And so once I put it out there, then I don't give a shit. Like, I've done it. I'm finished with it. You know what I mean? And I get bored of my own jokes. Like, do you guys get bored of your own jokes?
Definitely.
Oh, I hate it. Like, I fucking hate it. And then I just feel like a fraud because it's like, oh, I know you're going to laugh at this bit. Horrible.
No, I look at it differently. Like, I still find I like to keep old jokes that are still usable up my sleeve for rooms that are new to me. Because it took me quite a few months to get over the idea of seeing the same comics in different rooms, for example, like a couple of weeks in a row or whatever. Like, I went to Ballarat twice, and that's when I met you. Like, I was like, oh fuck, she was here last week, I can't do that bit again. Like, I've gotten over that, and that's a massive thing to get over, I think, because you're performing for the crowd, not the comics. So it doesn't matter who fucking's there. But I like to keep ones that I know work up my sleeves for when I do a new room, because chances are it's going to be 100% new people kind of thing, and then whip out new shit in old rooms.
Yeah.
Like, if they get regulars or something. I mean, some places get regulars, it's good, but I'm fucking bored of my stuff. Like, so bored. But it's hard to write new shit though. Like, especially now, we can't test it. You can write whatever the fuck you want, but you can't.
But don't you ever do you ever write something and you think, oh no, that's like, because it's funny to you, like it's gonna work? Or
yeah, I wrote something like it's meant to be like advice on life, and the only thing I came up with it for was face tattoos. Isn't life hard enough? That's all I got. That's as far as I got. Like, I thought that was funny. It's like, why the fuck would you do that to yourself? Like, I've got, I got tattoos. Like, I understand tattoos, but not on the face.
Yeah.
Like, that's your face. Like, I don't get it. And that's as far as I got with that. But that was that one line. I was like, oh yeah, I could work with something, but I just haven't put it in anywhere. But
yeah.
I don't know.
I find what I've been doing lately, like, I'll already have my jokes and then I'll see like little holes and I'm like, oh, I could put something in there, and then I'll do a whole new bit in there, and so just sort of extend even what I already have.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good way for me anyway to kind of
But do you drop other stuff? Like, when you sort of find that hole, do you go, all right, well, say you got a 5 minute, 7 minute set, and do you just go, all right, well, you're going to go over, obviously, if you've got more content. You sort of go, no, I'm going to get rid of that sort of thing.
That's the thing. Like, I think if it's really good, I think what I'm doing, and this is the thing, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I think
no one does.
But I think what I'm doing is trying to build you'll have your 5 minute bits, but then, and if you write in 5 minute sections, well, then you can just add it all together. You know what I mean? And then you'll you'll have half an hour. Like, if you kind of can string it all together, and that's what I find. So if I write something about, I've got 5 minutes about something, but then I'm like, oh, there's a little bit in there. I could squeeze that in there. That might extend it this way. And then that might give me another 3 or 4 minutes on that end. And then, if I extend that, well, that'll, and then you've got 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But,
so how do you go about testing new material? Like, do you have someone you bounce off, or do you just wait till you're at an open mic and
like I'll test things on my loved ones. I'll test things at work, but it depends. At work, of course, it has to be
polite.
But not in a way like, oh, here's my jokes. You know what I mean? I'll just, you know what I mean? You just kind of have to drop an idea and see if someone thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be the biggest name drop. Like when I think I was about 18, my friend was friends with Steve Hughes, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he used to live in Sydney. Anyway, we all went out to dinner. I didn't think anything at the time, but now looking back, all these years later, I think he must have just been starting out then.
Yeah.
And he held us all like at the dinner table. He was just doing material, but we didn't even realise it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he was just bouncing and seeing if stuff worked. Like,
Yeah.
it's nuts. Like, and I think you kind of have to do that. You have to test it out on different people.
Well, he's one of those people who lives and breathes it, I think.
Yeah, he can't
that's
help
why
it.
that's why he's gotten to where he is. Actually, shout out, because I noticed he liked the page the other day. So
he did.
Yeah,
Oh,
which I thought was fucking cool. Yeah. He's probably one of my idols as well. Looking back.
yeah. No,
Like me and my mates used to listen to him when we were like 16. Like, oh, that's comedy. Oh, wicked. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, but that's it. That's my type of comedy. Like, it just cuts to the bone and it's very honest and there's no fluff. I love it.
No, straight for the throat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what other comics do you like? We've already covered Bill Burr and Steve Hughes.
I sent you a message the other night, didn't I? I said, have you watched the new Louis C.K. special?
Oh, yes, you did. I haven't got around to it. No, sorry.
Have you, Benny, are you into Louis?
I didn't watch it. No.
Bloody hell. Like, just master joke writing. Unbelievable. Like, just, I can't, it's so good.
I heard he touched on a lot of that stuff that he went through.
He did. He's like, without ruining his special, but he kind of opened with something like, anyone else get in global amounts of trouble this year? Like, and he did touch on it, which I guess he had to address it. But aside from that, it was just classic Louis, and it's almost like it's probably, I'm just like, I can't shy away. I'm not going to say that what his work isn't brilliant. Like the new special, it's flawless.
Yeah,
it is absolutely flawless.
Is it on Netflix?
No, because he's been dumped from everything.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, so it's on his website. But for me, like, because I think the type of jokes, like, I like to write jokes and I like to think of an analogy. You know what I mean? I like to think, you say, whatever, you talk about something, you go, yeah, it's like blah, 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 right? Yep. And he does that, but he does it in a way that it's just hidden within the joke. You don't even notice what he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's just a master. I don't know. Have you watched much of his other stuff?
I've watched a bit of the show, Louis. I think I started a little bit of one of his specials and I just couldn't get into it. Yeah, like I know he's funny. I don't know. There's just something about him I can't get into. But
is it because he wanks at people?
Look, honestly, there's worse things you could do, but like it's not ideal. But
Benny, what's your take?
Well, I have wanked watching him once, but that's a total different. Well, we're not going to go in there now, but that's a rabbit hole on its own.
Oh, that is a
sticky,
dark rabbit hole you don't want to get into. Not even the cleaner would touch that. Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, I've seen some of his stuff, but like Geordie says, I just couldn't relate to him in one way or another. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Just for me, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of his, and it's not the PC shit. I love that stuff. I don't care who says it,
Yeah.
as in who pushes the boundaries. That's never worried me.
Yeah.
It's just something about him. I don't know. I'm either I've switched on and I've gone, yep, I want to watch this guy,
Right.
or I've gone, yeah, well, okay. They've said a few things, and it's like, yeah, I'm bored. I don't want to watch this.
Right. Because
Uh,
it is kind of long form joke
Yeah.
writing, isn't it? It's not sort of punchy,
Yeah.
quick.
He's very laid back, and I think that kind of loses the engagement for me. Like,
Oh, really? I heard that's special, and I couldn't contain myself.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Can I trade you one as well?
Yeah.
Tom Segura. I hope
Yeah.
I'm saying his name right. Tom Segura.
Yeah.
Ball hog.
Yeah, I went and saw him in Melbourne.
Oh fuck! So good.
Yeah.
Was he doing that show?
Yes, it was, and that's the thing. So I watched the show and I wanted to know whether the taping, wherever he taped it, I can't remember, was Ohio or something like that.
I want to say Texas, but
yeah,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah, so I wanted to see if the jokes had changed. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Him being on the road and seeing if they'd evolved, but it was word for word
Oh wow.
the same. Yeah, but no, he's brilliant. I had some, like, a couple of seats down, some dude with two of his mates, and this dude was like on meth or something, and he was just talking. Just talking. It's like, we don't want to fucking listen to you. He was just talking like so much through the whole thing, and it was like, shut the fuck up.
Did you call someone over?
No, well, you don't know if these people are going to stab you. You don't know.
No, that's what security guards are for. They get paid for that.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But saying that, where was it? It was at the Palais, I think, in St Kilda.
Yeah.
I feel that because I was way up the back, I feel like it would have been better, like he's better in a smaller venue. Like I couldn't get the nuance, his facial expressions and
Yeah.
But then I watched it again, and yeah, his jokes. To me, he's baby Louis. Like I feel he's similar to Louis C.K. But
okay, all right. Maybe I need to look at Louis C.K. in a different light. But I'm with you on the. Hey,
sorry.
No, you go.
I was going to say with Louis C.K. Like, do you guys feel? Is there something like, because you're males? Do you know what I mean? And what he did. Like, is there something there that you feel like? It doesn't mean you look like you got devil's horns. Sorry, can you see that, Benny?
Oh yeah, we had this the other day. I need to pick a different spot. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, up the top.
It doesn't look like it. I do. Look, I don't. It's always in the back of my mind. It's like when you hear, like a Michael Jackson song come on radio or something.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's Beat It. Like, oh, yeah, it's Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Beat It's a bitchin' tune, but then you remember it's Michael Jackson. You're like, like it's a little gross.
Do you think, and this is not me condoning any behaviour or anything like that, but do you think fiddling with kids is a bit different to asking someone to jerk off in front of? I don't know. I'm not condoning behaviour.
Oh, I think it's at the other end of the spectrum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't looked into the Louis C.K. thing, but all I can gather of it is like he met these women at a gig, and he invited them back to the hotel room. Like he's taking like a rock star idea that's been happening for fucking decades. Like,
but he's a bald redhead.
Yeah, but he's a bald redhead, but he was the star of the show. You know what I mean? Like, look, find a story, like, what he did or allegedly did, whatever the fuck it is like tip of the iceberg for, say, what like Motley Crue did and got up to.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, well, someone invites you back to a hotel room. It's like, well, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
You're a fucking adult and you've gone back to a hotel room
Yeah.
at like, let's just say 10 o'clock or whatever, just throwing shit at the wall. But it's like, fuck,
Yeah.
you're a grown up.
Yeah.
Maybe that's his thing.
Well, it is his thing. That's the whole thing. And it wasn't just those girls. There was a few more, and it probably is inappropriate. And do you know what I mean? Like, it is, but it's like, I don't know.
Oh, if you don't ask for permission first, yeah, fuck, that's wrong on any level, no matter what you're doing.
But he did ask. He did ask.
So what's the problem if they stuck around?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's right.
I reckon they're looking to take him out. I mean, you look at buddy Kevin Hart doing the same thing, and he had his mate set him up and all that bullshit in that doco that he did.
Oh,
Right.
So I've got no idea about Kevin Hart. I don't really...
Yeah, he got set up by one of his guys that used to work for him, one of his entourage. They set up a camera. They had a chick in there. He banged her, so on and so forth. And you sort of sit there and go, well, Louis I think he was single, no? He wasn't married or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know. He may have been married. I'm not sure, but yeah.
And I think they were I think they were headhunting. I think they get, it gets to that point where they get so big that people are looking for, how do I fuck this person over? And
Yeah, how do I bring him down?
Yeah.
Or a payout or something. Or
Yeah, absolutely.
But the whole thing is, right, like, because when I first read about it, I was like, no, not Louis. I was devastated, you know, because I love the way, you know, I love his comedy, and I was upset because I was like, does this mean I can't like him anymore? And then it was kind of like, I don't know, but then is he not entitled to work anymore? Like,
if you did something that would be like an arrestable offence.
I was just going to say jailable offence. Then
jailable offence. Yeah, by all means. But that's the thing with, like, say, comedy and music. You work for yourself.
Yeah.
It's up to the fans to work out whether they come support you or not. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm the worst woman ever because I love music.
No, but see, I look at it another way as well. Like, you know, people get properly sexually assaulted / raped, and like, it's a horrific experience. This just sounds awkward more than anything, and that's probably going to put my head on some kind of chopping block.
No,
but
I totally hear. I hear. Totally. It is. It's like, and I'm
not defending him or anything.
No.
I don't know Louis C.K. obviously, but it's just like, it sounded like, I don't know, maybe fame got to his head or something, and it's what every 14-year-old boy dreams about when they pick up a guitar for the first time. I was like, oh, we're gonna get fucking groupies, man. Like, this is gonna be sick. And then you're doing it telling jokes. Like,
So we don't get laid when we're comedians? What's going on here?
Speak for yourself, Benny.
Mate. You're fucking supposed to.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've picked up more doing comedy than music. It's fucking ridiculous. But no, I don't know. There's a lot worse things that could happen. And
no, he should look. If he didn't get caught, like if he didn't go to jail for it, he should work. He should be able to work. But it's that whole thing, what we were saying before about the PC and the PC rooms and shit like that, is when they all get into this collective group. You know what I mean? And it's like, we're going after this person. We're not stopping. Yeah. We're on the train. We're going after him. But when you start pulling these people, how can I say, aside and going, well, wait a minute, look at it on the other hand. And then they're going, oh, actually, you're right. You know what I mean? But when they're in the group, they're all on the fucking gravy train going, fuck that, we're going to take this person out. I don't care who it is. Yeah. And then you've got to watch it, because if you sort of go, oh, I agree with Louis C.K., then you've got this whole PC culture just turning on you, because you're just like, well, no, that's not my opinion. Because, and that's the sad thing about it. I've said this before. It's sort of like the PC culture, and I mean, I'm probably older than both of you, but the PC culture, it's like, back in the day, they were the sort of the nerds of the group, if you know what I mean. That whole, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
computers, Dungeons and Dragons, that sort of thing. And now it's basically it's twisted on its ass. And so they're the ones that have got the power, and everybody's like, well, I can't say, this, and I can't say that.
Do they have the power? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's stopping anyone from saying what they want?
But it's like a group when you get a lot of people agreeing with something and saying that's wrong. It's basically you've got to sort of adhere to that. Well, I don't know if you call it communism or whatever you want to call it. It's sort of that whole adage of you're agreeing with that group because you sort of don't want to go on your own and go, well, I don't believe in that. Because if you don't believe in it, you'll sort of be the only one standing out there going, fuck, everybody's on that side. Why am I here by myself? Sort of thing. Should I jump on that side? And that's the sad thing about it, because then the truth never comes out. The comedy that even the PC people that they're doing, it's not actually an interpretation of who they really are. It's basically their ideals are one thing and them a total different thing. And
well, they're pandering to a certain ideal, and that's the thing. Like, I know, just say, sorry, going back to Louis C.K., it's like, and especially as a woman, like, I should not, but it's like any top comedian, put aside whatever he did, if you just broke down his jokes and the way he constructs them, you cannot deny that he's a master joke writer. That's the whole thing. But it's like Picasso was a womanizer. Picasso, he was fucking 16-year-old girls, but his paintings are still hanging in the National Gallery. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I mean, you can't take away from how his actual craft, how good he is at his craft.
Yeah.
And they do take it away because they're like, well, now he's shit. Well, wait a minute. He wasn't shit when you all sort of didn't believe Louis was doing this. You know what I mean? He was a master. Whereas, and they all turn on the person, and then he's always struggling to come back. You can always see that. I mean, but they turn on everybody. I mean, I was watching a thing about Louis and Dane Cook when the joke stealing thing came out. I've been watching a lot of that because, what's his name? Garcia stole a joke from Ari Shafir and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, Joe Rogan went nuts on him.
And basically he did an interview, and I was actually watching it last night, and it was actually quite interesting to see that he had this power, but you could actually see even till this day, and I think it was filmed probably 2 months ago, that he still believed that he didn't intimidate other comedians, even though he was the headliner coming at the, you know what I mean? So he was like, no, they could say whatever they wanted. I never never went against them and this, that, and the other. Yeah, I'd go into a room and be a total prick, but they could have come to me and told me. But that's that whole thing. When somebody's above you, you sort of go, well, do I say anything? If I say something, I won't be asked back. You know what I mean? So you got to
tread lightly.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I
don't know. Will you still have me on at your room, Geordie? You fucking better, cunt.
That's Mr. Cunt to you, but yes, I will. Definitely.
Don't worry, Trace. We'll take him in the back alley. We'll fucking beat him up.
When do I get to see you again, Benny? See, I've only seen you once. I saw you,
and I burned that night. Like I was
where?
like,
Ballarat.
Yeah,
Ballarat. See, I can't remember anyone on that night, but I remember that you were on that night, and that's the only time I've ever seen you. Because sometimes it's a blur for me. Like, I just can't remember. But I remember Geordie was flashing somebody. It wasn't you, Benny.
Whoa. Not the Louis C.K.
You were the MC.
What was her name?
Huh?
What was her name?
No, it wasn't. No, not flashing as in the light. He was lighting someone.
Thank you.
And I was sitting next to him. He's like, fucking got to get this cunt off. That's what he was.
And look at that. We're doing a podcast now.
Oh, it wasn't Benny.
No, it wasn't Benny. No, that's what I mean.
Benny.
It was not Benny.
No,
it wasn't.
I'm joking.
Who was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know. I think I know who's. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Was it one of our previous guests?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I know who it is. It's one of those classic people who says, "Oh, come on, that joke was funny. Why aren't you laughing? Because it's not fucking funny, mate." Like, yeah, I know exactly who's
Isn't
talking.
that what they call meta comedy? Isn't that meta?
I thought comedians
Like,
were comedians. What the fuck is that?
I know, I agree with you, but it's like they call it anti-comedy.
Anti-comedy is just not being funny. I thought that's what that would have been.
Yeah, exactly.
So what? You have to point out that that's a joke. If you have to point out that's a joke, it's probably a shit joke.
Yeah, I agree. Go
All
back
right,
to the
I'll ask a question to both of you straight
Oh
up.
shit! Here we go.
I'm not gonna talk about Chinese or anything. I'm not going on a rant. Do you switch off? Fuck both of you. Do you guys switch off, or do you have to be funny constantly?
Yeah.
And how do you guys feel about that?
I'm annoying. I'm looking to make people laugh all the time. I'm annoying. I'm very annoying because there's times where, you know, you don't need to be joking about shit, and I can't help it. I can't help it.
But
And it won't be funny.
But you'll
Sorry.
try to have a normal conversation as much as you can. I mean, you won't just constantly be joke. You know what I mean? I've sat with some comedians where it's just constantly just trying to be fucking funny, and it's like, no, ease up. This is still my head in. I'll stab myself in the fucking neck a couple of times. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Well, that's the thing, right? I think if you're being funny, it's good because people laugh. But if you're just continuously trying, I don't know, it doesn't come off as real. But yeah, I think I'm just an idiot more than anything, you know, like I am. There's this automatic door at work. It goes up.
No.
It automatic, so it senses you coming and it automatically goes up. And like every time without fail, I'm like, yep, it's me. That's my powers, and they all get a kick out of it. But, when they stop laughing, I'll stop doing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like that,
I think I can switch off, but if I know something's wrong, I'll switch off. But if I know something isn't, then yeah, I don't know. It depends who I'm with. Like, there's some people I naturally banter with, and it's back and forth. Like, I know some people who are funnier than some of the comics I know. Like, just in general, they just don't have the balls to do it, or they've got no interest in taking a mic because it's just them. Like, they don't have jokes. It's just them as people. But and I tend to gravitate towards those people because I like to laugh and make people laugh. But I tune out when it's a really heavy conversation that's not necessary.
No, fair enough. But those, I've been in situations where we've sat around and some people are just constantly fucking joke after joke. Like they're looking for a joke within whatever you're talking about. You know what I mean? And I can't stand that. It does my nana in.
Oh, open micers. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Cultured workshop that is the open mic comedy scene. I agree. I was at one gig once, and when I first got there, so all the comics came early, and they were all kind of riffing off each other and trying to do that kind of shit. And I was just sitting there, and I don't say much. I know I'm fucking verbal diarrheaing right now, but I'm kind of a shy person. I am. I kind of keep to myself. I don't say much. In public, that's just what I'm like. Anyway, and so I was just sitting there, and and one of them was like, "Oh, are you someone's girlfriend?" He just assumed that I was, and I was like, "Oh, no, I'm going to get up." But and I did get up, and I went on before him, and then he fucking bombed after me. But it was like he was trying so hard beforehand just to, doing what you were saying, Benny. Just, I don't know, it was too much. It was too forced, So I think comedy sounds best when it's natural feeling. Like,
yeah.
That's how I feel.
Like, I personally don't like the whole show and dance of it, like coming up and like, here I am, I'm here to make jokes. I just like someone coming up on stage and just nailing a set and
Yeah.
Like I tune out automatically as soon as someone says, "Oh, come on, that was funny. That worked last night." Like, I don't give a fuck who it is. Like, it's just like, no, don't blame the crowd.
Yeah.
If you write a shit joke, you write a shit joke. Just fucking own it.
Yeah. But isn't that the
No.
beauty of comedy? That one night, you know, you can own the audience.
Yeah.
They're in the palm of your hand, and the next, it's every night. It's so immediate. Like, it's so in the moment, and that's that show for that night, and then it's over. You know, what you do then, it may not work the next time, and that's why it's cool, you know, because it's hard. It's so hard.
That is half the fun. Like,
Yeah, but
it's the thrill of it.
It's pure adrenaline. I mean, I've done
Yeah.
Pete and Anna's room in Elwood, and fuck, I killed. Like I know I killed because I had you know, bloody Brighton people come up to me and go, "Oh, that was brilliant." You know, it was like fantastic. And I'm sitting there just on this fucking high going, "Oh, I can't see you now because I'm just all blurred." But yeah, great.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I
isn't that, it's awesome when you, like if you go play somewhere where the audience are there and they're ready for comedy. So when they're ready for it, rather than, like, you know, sometimes you're at Big Mouth and they're just halfway through their Palmer, and someone gets up on stage and goes, so there's going to be comedians. And they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, they're not, you know, they're not ready for it. And that, I mean, but that's a challenge as well, to try and win over people who didn't even know what was coming.
But that's what's great about Ballarat, though. Like, so I remember I did my first headline gig there, and that was the first time I walked off stage, and it was all punters. Like 95% of the room were punters, and the only 5 people who weren't were comics, and the ratio was just way off, and shit that usually didn't work killed. And like stuff
that's the one we didn't meet, but I sent you a message. So that was your first headline. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I was
Sequana
smashed.
I
was absolutely smashed. Yeah, Sequana was there as well. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But that was like the first time I got off stage. It could have been the drink talking, I don't know. But it was the first time I got off stage and I'm like, oh, fuck, I might actually be able to do this. Because like everywhere else had just been like 50-50 of like comics and punters, and you don't know what works with comics because no one wants to laugh and blah, blah, blah. But like,
It is like, that feeling of, like, so just say you play a room and there are 10 punters, but they're all laughing. You're like, oh, so what if there was 300 people in the room? What would that be like? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need to get, you guys need to get down to Warrnambool when that starts back up again.
I've done Warrnambool.
Oh, how good. Dirty Angel?
They laugh. They laugh at everything. Like, you haven't even started setting the joke up. They're laughing at the premise. Like, it is.
They just love comedy. So
I did Raw there. That's where I went when done Raw.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was hard because it was just me and the wife, and I'm just going, oh God. And they had all their groups, you know, like you go into this country town of, you know, Macca knows Barry, and Barry knows Dave, and Dave knows, and everybody knew everybody except me. And it's like, what's this big guy doing here? And I'm like, so who likes business class? Yeah, this is not the place for it. You know?
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, just
No, that place is nuts. What does it hold? Like 60?
Yeah, I don't know.
60 odd, and they've all got their own little fucking picnics and shit. I'm just loving it.
Yeah, but they're happy to see you. It's just, you know, because it's the same like where I live. Not much happens down here. So when, you know, you're just happy to have some culture in your neighbourhood.
I don't know if me and Benny bring culture to anything, but...
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Or just, you know, some fun, something to do.
Yeah, that's good.
Don't worry. We'll come down there. I'll do the walk thing. I'll come down there with my jet ski. Yeah, here we go. Got the jet ski on the back here, right?
Oh, I just wrote a joke. I haven't worked it out yet. I have just wrote a joke about a jet ski. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more like this is me not being able to work out. Like I'll think of an analogy before I think of the joke. So I have to think of a joke about something closing quickly or closing over, right?
Yeah.
And so I want to say whatever the joke is, and then I'm like, yeah, so it closes over as quickly as my vagina does when I'm on a date with a dude and he tells me that he owns a jet ski. See, but I haven't worked out the beginning, and it's not well formed, but you know, you get the picture.
So
Yeah,
where do you see yourself in, I don't know, 5 years' time or?
I'll be 50. So where? I don't know. I've got no idea. I'm just going to enjoy myself. I don't have any expectation. I just think I just have to write good jokes and see what happens. I'm totally aware of, what if I started this when I was 20, I might have had a better chance, but then I'm more bitter now. I think the jokes are funnier. They wouldn't have been funny when I was young. Oh yeah, life's great, fucking everyone loves me and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I don't know. I've got more things to draw on. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And now I got a job where I only work weekends, so I can actually be up in Melbourne more often. And that was, so when I came back to Death or Glory, just before the virus hit, I did Death or Glory, and then I did Highlander, and then the virus pretty much hit. So that was
right.
Yeah, I was really going to be like giving it a good crack this year. So it'll just have to wait because, I only work weekends, so I can get up there through the week a couple of times a week and give it a good go. But, until then, whatever.
You can blame the Chinese, Benny.
Chinese, the bloody Chinese.
Benny's on a rampage.
No, not at all. Chinese.
He's allowed to say it because he's a wog.
I know, it's always the... so what nationality are you, Benny?
Montenegrin, former Yugoslavia, so Montenegro down the coast. Yeah.
But you were born here? Yeah, it is. It's always the children of... so your parents were immigrants?
Yes.
Yeah, they like to dish shit on the newer immigrants. I work with these Italian dudes, and so their parents were Italian immigrants, and so he was the manager of this place, and we were trying to hire someone, and he was going through all the resumes, and he'd see all the Indian names. He's like, I'm not fucking hiring this guy. Like, yeah, because he was Indian.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But I'm too white for this conversation.
Here we go. PC straight away. That's the way it works, bro. If I can't pronounce the name, I'll tell you. Like my name's not Benny, but I was working for a company, and the guy turned around to me, and I'll never forget it. White Australian, I'll call him. I mean, he was full on old school.
Skip, that's what they used to call me.
But he turned around and he goes, I can't pronounce that. I'm just going to call you Benny. And that's where
No way.
That was it. He goes, I can't pronounce your name. I'm just calling you Benny. And from that day on, that was it. It's just stuck. Benny. And then people are like,
what's your name? What's your first name?
Behid.
Behid.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you look like a Benny.
Yeah, so it's like, well, he turned around, he goes, I'm going to call you Benny. And then, but it's funny because people turn around and go, is it Benjamin? Do you, and it's like, no. And it's like, and they're trying to work out what the name is. It's like, no, you're not even close, man. It's like, it's on the other side. But I mean, but it's just quite interesting that we do it to them now. Go, I can't pronounce that. Fuck off. He's not working here,
I know, but that's what I mean. And then, so people like Geordie and I, we will be offended on behalf of those people that you are putting shit on.
Fucking skip.
That's how it works. It all comes full circle.
It's a vicious hate triangle.
Yeah. Chinese, keep telling you guys.
No comment.
No.
All right, Tracy, give us a plug of where we can find all the stuff you've been up to.
So tomorrow I'll be on the couch watching something. I don't do anything. Do anything. I've got my welcome to Berylwood.
That's what I'm asking you to do, because you've got this format now.
Okay.
So, do it properly.
Welcome to Berylwood on Facebook and YouTube. I've got like about 10 views on each video.
Oh, we'll have to bump that up.
Wicked. Well, hopefully we'll boost that.
I don't care. Like, I don't.
We'll promote for you.
I don't care. Once it's done, it's done. Get it out of my system. I don't give a shit.
That's the push we all need.
Yeah.
Going forward after COVID-19.
Who cares? Live in the fucking moment. Doesn't matter. It can all be gone tomorrow.
The Armstrong approach, I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
don't go writing any motivational books yet.
I want to thank you for being on the podcast today. It was bloody a pleasure. Thank you for that, for the insight. And
thanks for having me. It was nice to see some humans, actually.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Can't say coming in, you're still at home, but thanks for jumping on. I'm still not used to this. Thanks for jumping on, making time for us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no sweat at all. Thanks, guys. Hopefully catch you soon when it's all over.
I hope so.
Really.